Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death.
I did 17 years, homie. Real tears on these words, homie. Hitting staple baloney push-ups and hella top rhyming, hella notebooks with all my rhymes. It's like a map book from where I started. Ciphering, trying to be the hardest on the yard. Some of the hardest rappers got a never day. We'll never hug their mama, we'll never see they sing. I feel blessed, so I rock with my loved ones. I left behind good count times and cold lunch. Yeah, mama, I'm on one. I'm free, ain't no words of expressions. See my smile, that's real, no fake shit. You would too if you seen that the moves was basic. Game made, heartbreak kid. Living in reality, mid 30 with some kid shit. Damn, they like 50 in they clip or better. Boy.
Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Trying to
With these words, I'm like, goddamn, they ain't never seen nobody like me. Real talk, 17 the penitentiary. I did push-ups and burpees, top ramen with jelly. They ain't even know it. I got a cookbook, 101 ways to make a soup look. It's in the trunk. I got this versatile flow, though. They know that when I tear the walls, I tear it down, no. I did a lot, I came from a lot, and they know that when I talk, it's a whole lot of struggle. Young Dirt, Citrus, Kurt Luminous, Mickey Finn. I got a lot of go-go, they don't know. Which way I come, yeah, it's like a whole show. I'm a one-man walking band, yeah, I am. The motherfucker that they don't know and cussing them. Yeah, I said it again, I didn't even know I need a motherfucking man, and all attention when I come through seven. History junkie, iceberg, they call it legend. You know my age group, so I'm like, fuck it. They ain't knowing I work the books, I work the public. I play with these words, I told you that I go hard, go round the birds. Straight back, so I stick to the point. They ain't knowing when I go off fresh off two shorts. Graffiti notes hit the Jordan and tapped out. I said, fuck it, roll nothing, pull the bag out. Put the point to it and let it know. Now, it's not for the show. 9 o'clock, I'm on the stage, telling my boy, it's nothing. I'm a natural. We ain't even performed yet, but I step on the stage like that. But my first snatch, I step on the floor and let them know that it's automatic when I step through, they all scat. Because I'm real, so real, all original. Straight from the pen, straight to the block though. I play the keys, see, I play, it's not league. They try to sew up, block, I'm like, please leave. Because it's so easy when I step to this, yeah. Kurt Luminous. On the block, that's how I do it. Play with it for keep because we do this shit with the blocks to the streets, yeah. Del Paso Heights, California. That's where I'm from, and now I'm older. Yeah, you know, I pay my dues all in the pen, wrapped it. 916 Sack Town, yeah, they let me. Exit out the door, yeah, I let you. Good, nobody tell me nothing, and that's son of a bitch. I rock the ball, I rock the chair. I had a knife like that in my out. They ain't even knowing that's how you rockin' the king thigh. You can play with these kids, don't play with real crap. I stab people, did all that shit, I'm a bad guy. But shit, that's how you live when you live in the main line. Level 4, yeah, that's what I did. I never did the lower level with the little kids. And people that was trying to people all the damn time. Me, I'm real about my high. With my CDC pants straight creased up. With my Chucky's good things that they gave us. Yeah, a visuals can't come. I'm trying to make room for me and some. Come on, people will be count through, we step through. Yeah, West Camp, yeah, that's through me. So therefore, you keep striving when you step out and the ground 10 feet. Like 10 toes, excuse me. Running. Life ain't so bad, I guess. No kids, 34. Some say I'm blessed. I was in prison more than half of my life. So I can window what I see. Life passing me by. You living easy, everything me currently. I'm just waiting for the day that I raise out the grave. They gave me a show, and I took it to heart, and to get back. Motivation still strong. 10 pistols couldn't kill that. Chase. Things have the average take for granted, like punching 7 digits. Yeah, I'm coming over granted. Or jumping in the whip and just riding, heading nowhere. Trying to find perfection, hope I know it when I get there. Until then, I'm trapped. Across there in the cage. A disappointed dreamer, but nobody finna stop me. Picture fathom how I'm living. Tears drop to my eyes, but I smile. It's another day I'm here and they ain't died. Chase perfection. Hope I know when I get there. They say that when I paint the picture, it be like good poetry. I recite what I was taught by dudes way before me. Cutthroat dudes having cutthroat offsprings. Looking in the mirror, he is spitting in and shoving me. hoping I don't wait one day and have him as a celly. Little bro, get close. We just got about the county. Mama, present, oh no. Dreams of being proud of me is no longer going on. A sad thing to see. The whole cycle repeats like we stuck in the clock, and it ain't easy being me. I done seen a whole lot, fresh out the sandbox. I was doing the die trying. Family tree was all hustles. And boy, I needed mine. Do the money bring profession? Or do it play with minds for my imperfect view in imperfect times. I'm striving for perfection, trying to be a better me. But how you expect me to be cool when all I know is the streets chasing fashion?
All right.
I'm inspired by weak niggas that play the role and lead the ghetto after 100,000 copies sold. I'm his real master. Holocaust and the Black Plague. Get it back. Life sentences and names this life I lead. Maybe the death for me, but I walk the main line with homies they'll never see. They lie behind walls, chain link fences that only find happiness from caps and corny packages. They call it savage. They kill niggas behind cabbage and kick down doors for bullies and get the blast. And then I figure life don't laugh matter no more. I gave the system the best years of my life, so now you know why I speak like this, talk like this. It's pain. Every year I put my mind through this shit. I got to change. It's principals involved. I'm out for the big stacks now. It's been a long time. Now I can finally smile. This man, it's been a long time. The blueprint of the evolution of my soul was too big for one rhyme. It's been a long time. My pain and my soul shed tears and pain to write lines. It's been a long time. The blueprint of the evolution of my soul was too big for one rhyme. It's been a long time. My pain and my soul shed tears and pain to write these lines out of myself and kick myself in the ass. Call myself chasing cash, but accumulated nothing, only a mask. A record and a self-robbery of my own freedom. No more pussy, no more weed, it's black tails and pills. My mama, she come, that's the only time I see me be happy. Constantly seem happy, he's always trying to get at me. I'm a youngster, don't get me wrong. Never laid down when the funk was on. I was in prison as I wrote the song, going up the hill. My first days, my death decided. These Pepper Woods get me mad, and I think everybody's steady trying me. I'm a youngster, so fuck the world, and I mean it. Don't tell me about stepping death in the eyes, cause man, I seen it. It's just the beginning of the good Lord's plan for me. Robbed me of my 20s and I was locked up at 17. This is my evolution. Watching the boy turn into a man. Kind of been around these niggas in the pen more than my own kin. They say they love me, but that's only when I'm doing good. Cause these niggas this hard time with flat line on their books. Man, it's been a long time. My pain and my soul shed tears in the papers to write these lines. It's been a long time. Turn me up in the headphones. This that shit. I ain't country, I'm a city boy, it's all I know. Grew up in cross colors, I can't go. You know me, I was posted with them spitters for chips. I'ma check my bands, ask me how I got that grip. Parking whips around the corner, turn it off early, creep up. Think I'm on the other, loose lips got me beat up. You think I wanna rap about the same old stuff? Cars, dope, money, jewelry, and big old butts. I go to rage, little rocker's dream. Juice rooms that can cock my schemes, eat them like pinto beans. Flip a 89 Escort, dunk it, and wouldn't give a shit. If my girl asks a drive, I tell her, hell no, bitch. Do I look like I got dope coming out my nose? One boxer's too they old and my shoes got holes. Come here, bitch. Nah. Come a little closer so I can clip your chin and make it look like my head was big. They got me hooked in grade school. So the school bully and all the son I'm referred to as cool. I ain't crazy, mama say so. I'm just a little dick. I like
like to go against the grain with my everyday living. You can't touch me with 2 gloves and 4 aprons on. 2 coats and 4 zones on the watch I got on. Iced out, I bought it from the back of the source. Ball diamonds, front fake, smack it, of course. We first prohibition at the green light. Give me the script, I just go hands up, squirt go. Cracking people making left turns, I'ma go right. I got the inside of the inside of the inside of the inside. We first prohibition at the green light. Give me the script, I just go hands up, squirt go. Cracking people making left turns, I'ma go right. I got the inside of the inside of the inside of the inside. I still brush my teeth with a heat.
Trying to.
I was so fast. I'm so great, you know the devil all over my face with you. Please say with me, my place. I got this game straight from the church benches. It's my soul and blood. Blood cooking me some dust. Ooh, what can I do? All of it up again, how we grew. Can I get a witness like the soul? We live in our life and turn our soul. Well. Say we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Say we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. This is back. Come on, we roll strong. When the rich people say we come, and then when the people that's gonna do their best, what easy say till it ooh. You know, exactly how many days gotta last me. When you laughing, or you passing the way, so we don't win no time. So you know, we go back across the road, y'all know that the hell I look on the bed, it's long go. Really was taking on double check, I gotta go by my house, the stuff you do is fine, right? Better get my dog, yeah, man, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. Get my dog, they shouldn't be wrong, they put a little what's wrong. Who's so wrong? Gotta hold on, gotta stay strong. When they come, better run, they fall, gotta show that you can't be done. And we pray. Every day. Say we pray. See you at the crossroads. See you at the crossroads. See you at the crossroads. They're gonna miss everybody. And they're gonna miss everybody. Living in a hateful world, that's how we roll. Living in a hateful world, that's how we roll. Living in a hateful world, that's how we roll. And I rest don't know why you're signing, come to the God. We're doing it because we wrong, it's really wrong, it's really do is wrong. Because he set up these in the boat. And nobody said that because he can tell them, let them win again. When they come again and tell me what you gonna do. Can somebody anybody tell me why? Can somebody anybody tell me why we die? I don't wanna die. Oh, wrong. See you at the crossroads. 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 Crossroads.
Yeah.
Jack Curtis.
This ought to be interesting. Who's with me? I know it's only 3 people, but who's with me? So I purposely didn't stream to 3916, but now I am.
Really, truthfully, that was some traumatizing ass shit. I just be making light of it sometimes, right? I be making light of it sometimes, but really, that was a journey in my life that, like, it wasn't for the average. It wasn't for the weak. You had to be strong.
First, I was only streaming to the Stories channel, and 3916 was up to 3.
They would give me a bed, right? They would give me a bed.
Not because
Like
Dirty Weather
like,
channel
let me sleep comfortable for one night.
I don't
And
know.
then come back the next day like, so Mr. Woods, you
I
want
could
to
just
hurt
get
yourself?
8 or
Do you want to
5,000 of them on another
yourself? I'd be like, yeah. So they take the mattress back. They'll give me some books, and then they'll take the motherfuckers right back. They toyed with me for hell long. So after 42 days, they took me to the next level to try to assist me in beating this charge that they had against me that I didn't do. So my grandma, she helped me elevate to the levels because she got me in the door. So this whole prison thing, this came about during this time in the Mouth of Madness when I was fighting for what I was fighting for, because prison really fucks with you. It fucks with you. So anyhow, on Suicide Watch, I wrote this rap. When we get to like 15, 20 subscribers, I'm gonna bust this rap for the first time ever. Like, nobody's ever heard this rap ever. And you know what? I think it's worth it. Since I got on this, we talked about Visitation, and then we talked about Suicide Watch. Visitation and then Suicide Watch.
Nah, in zone. I had only streamed to,
you know what? And shout out
916
to
and the Stories
channel. You got
channel.
to bear with me because, man,
now I put it on Dirty Weather 916.
I mean,
so
shit, it's really only been about like 4 days since I started fucking with this setup right here. Ebony, what's happening? What's happening, Ebony? I see you watching. So guess what? You gonna get to see me rap. Hold your head, man. I can see you're on the hills of life. All I know is hell. I hope you know more. Man, that's some deep ass shit. You thought about every word. You hold your head, man. I can see you are up on the hills of life. Yes. All I've known is hell. I hope you know more. Hell no, I hope you know more. You ready? All right. I'm going to perform this rap, and then after that, then I'll be ready. Let's see. Yeah, because listen, only reason I got on Suicide Watch is because that was an emotional time in my life that I felt like people be going through stuff and they be needing somebody to talk to. And that was the time
Did
in
you
my
learn
life
the
where I needed
Nightbot?
somebody to talk to. So Suicide Watch, that was me. 30 was on Suicide Watch. Not once, but twice. No, yeah, twice. First time was on accident though. First time was on accident. They put me on Suicide Watch, had me back there reading westerns, butt naked in the schmuck. So this time when they had me, man, I was like, man, I'm fighting for my life. Hold on, man. I'm fighting for my life. So I felt like I was like it. This is a time in my life where it's like sink or swim, and I swim. And that's why I felt my grandma helped me, man. My grandma helped me. So to this day, I'm talking to y'all as a result of her. Because I decided what I was going to do. But anyhow, man, enough about that, man. I'm about to bust this rap and I'm about to get up out of here. So if you're still with us, all four of y'all get to hear this rap. Y'all get to hear this rap. All four of y'all. Who here right now? Who here right now? Who want to hear this song right now? Who get up out of here? Let me see who's here. I'm glad it's on here. Use a hell of a moderator.
Damn, it's on.
Moderator. That's what's up.
That's 2019 Enzo.
So Ebony want to hear it. Master now want to hear it. I already saw 6 of y'all, man. Suicide Watch. They trying to save me from me. No pen, no paper, no stamps, no nothing. And the only conversation is me. Cause I'm on Suicide Watch. They trying to save me from me. No shirt, no boxers, butt naked in the schmuck. And the only conversation is me. They say I'm hearing voices telling me to kill myself, pacing myself, madder than hell. Butt naked in the motherfucking breathtaking, talking to these pill chuckers, telling me about my rehabilitation. When all they issue is food, medication, and showers come every 2 to 3 days. Hope I don't catch athletes for today. Suicide Watch, man, fuck this shit. Give me some boxers up in this bitch. Ain't getting no mail, banging my head on the wall. Flashback, rubber room, juvenile hall. Any touchy Philly nurses got my thing on them. Perfume smell like roses, come and love me some. Cause I ain't seen my reflection. 35 moons and 36 suns. Man, this ain't the one. I'm on Suicide Watch. They trying to save me from me. No pen, no paper, no stamps, no nothing. And the only conversation is me. Cause I'm on Suicide Watch. They trying to save me from me. No shirt, no boxers, butt naked in the schmuck, and the only conversation is me. I'm looking like Wolfman, cause they said forget a razor. I'm liable to cut my hand, and these funny ass porters is making me mad. Police, I can talk to you. Man, fuck that. Give me a piece of paper, and pass my kite. My homies getting worried that I know I'm alright. I got a suite with the scenic view. Free staff walking by, knocking on the window. I see you, and the food is the best you can get. But every morning they be asking if I took a shit. Bitch, did you? I ran like a track meet from all this milk. Y'all checking if I shit because of all these pills. And everybody got a story to tell. Slit wrist, white sheet, talking to themselves, playing like they crazy. Hearing my neighbor on the table and 5-point restraints, trying to move but they ain't able. He's screaming on Suicide Watch. That's what's up, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Hey, I haven't shared that song like live or like ever. So all y'all giving me like shouts out, props, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. That's motivation right there. Hey, Benjamin, look.
Benjamin.
So it's like, you know, it's our spot. It's like,
what's happening? Support the growth, support the channel. Young Dirt 916 Cash App. Young Dirt 916 Cash App and D Weather at PayPal. That's D Weather 916 at PayPal. Support the channel, support the growth. Go. Also, with the support, with the small donation, whether it be, I don't care if they 5 cents, $5, whatever. But with that support, I will be giving immediate shots out to everybody that support the channel, support the growth. Go! I'm feeling it, man. How y'all feeling, man? So, y'all tearing me up. Tearing me up. Y'all be talking like this. Shout out to E40 because E40 never gave me a strike. He never even got me nothing for this song.
This story right here, man. I'm telling you, everybody that's been in the pen, that been on like 4 or something like that, they got a story. You're gonna see some stabs. You're gonna see some stabs. You just don't know where to get away from that. That just goes hand in hand with prison. So this story right here, this is about the first stabbing I've ever seen, like with my whole eyes. And I had only been in prison like 2.5 weeks. I didn't even know this before I even know how to make it right. This story right here, check this out. See, it's in this valley, right? They had Blood Hills. The history of Blood Hills is this. I mean, at first it was a Sacramento here. We deep. Sacramento deep as a car. So we had our own hill. And then all of a sudden, the LA Blood started coming over to the hill, posting up with us. And then, next thing you know, one day they started finding knives on the hill. I'm like, knives, we ain't buried in that motherfucker. So it's like, you know, it's our spot. But, you know, the LA homies came over there and, you know, posted up and we got the Jerry Nine. So, you know, we was like, we about to move. Fuck this shit. And, you know, the homie took the homies over to another part of the dome. But that was still Blood Hill. So this is before the separation. The homie, Bo, he come over to the homies. He's like, hey, man, that Mexican just hit that other Mexican in the face. So, I mean, you know, just hit him in the face, bro. So I'm thinking, you know, we get fired, bam, like punch in his face. So I'm scared of the yard. You know, the homie is narrating for me because, you know, I ain't been in the pen. This is gangster shit. He like, son, see him over there? You just hit him in the face, right? So we narrate. So I look over, and it was a south side of shot call. He got man, his face was leaking, all leaking. I was like, damn, he must have hit him hard, motherfucker. Couldn't find out my language was hard. When they said he hit him, that don't mean he punched him. That mean he got stabbed in the face. So he was over there by the bathroom, wetting the, like leaning down under the bathroom from the tower. So the tower couldn't see him, you know, kind of squatting on one knee, and he wetting his t-shirt, you know, kind of dabbing his face. But that ain't help. So next thing you know, bam. So then 3 of the soldiers come. He like, son, see, they go to soldiers. They come in. 3 soldiers, they come. Mexicans, they Southside, they soldiers. They come and they check out their shot call. Shot call on one knee, like, man, it's bad. Man, they looked at him, you see the play. They went and dug up their knives real quick, and the motherfucker that bust on the shot caller, he ran across the yard, squatting down, you know, like squatting down, like kind of like how Mexicans do, you know, squatting down like that, but he ready for whatever. You can see that big ass knife in his hand, he ready for whatever. So, in slow motion, son, like, see, okay, this was gonna happen. He about to go for them right now. Next thing you know, man, they started marching. They was marching 3 deep, trying to get to him. The dude that did that stab shot call, this was some power play shit going on. I was too young, I didn't know. I was just, you know. So next thing you know, the 3 that's marching to the other dude that stabbed shot call, he stand up. He kind of go like kind of toward the program office and put his you know back against the wall. And man, all I see was knives. It looked like a video game.
all the threes took in. Then the dude that did the stabbing, he was stabbing back. I was like, shit, that's some gangster shit. He done took out the shot caller and he's still holding his own. 3-on-1, like, fuck it, stab out. I was like, ooh. That shit is hella real. But the whole time I had my step pops at the time, I had a narrating the play. So me and Pops was kind of bonded by that first experience. But that was the first stabbing I ever seen with my own eyes. And that was still some of the realest shit I've seen today. Man. But anyhow, thanks for the new subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all. I see the numbers climbing, man. And I think I'm gonna get my cash app right, but I think it's Young Dirt 916 is my cash app, and then D Weather is my PayPal. D Weather. What's happening to my subscribers, man? I got love for each and every one of y'all, man. Without y'all, that shit wouldn't be possible, man. I would have lost motivation a long time ago. But I know y'all tuning in, y'all eager to hear, so I gotta keep it coming. Plus, the Horse Court is about to air April. I don't know what week, but it's about to air. So, when they air, I gotta have some videos or whatever for the subscribers or new subscribers to come check out. This story right here, though. This story right here, funny as fuck. So, this story right here. I'm on a level 4 yard. Most of my stories be level 4 yards because I did 8 years level 4 before I finally got down to a level 3 where I was able to kick back a little bit. So this story right here, man. So anyhow, I'm in Salinas Valley. This is like 2000-ish. I'm about 20. I already put in work. I done stuff so people know what I am. I know my little piece of ass name, right? So in this particular building I'm in, there ain't nobody from Sacramento me. So if it was a situation involving Sacramento cats, they gonna come to me off the top. So my celly is bounty hunters. Celly bounty hunters. They cool nigga. I know him from the other yard. So we in there cooling. We good. So this nigga, my celly, he in the cell. My celly Peanut, matter of fact, he Peanut for bounty hunters and Casper from Nutty Block. They in there shooting dice right now in my cell. But hold on, let me go back. So what happened is this Crip nigga from Sacramento, the way Sacramento operates is if you're a Crip and you function with Sacramento, then I gotta have your back. Period. Because you function under the Sacramento umbrella. Some Crips from Sacramento, most Crips from Sacramento function with the NC card and under the Northern Crip card. So they under their own politics. So therefore they have no jurisdiction with 916. But this dude in particular, he's supposedly functioning with the SAC card, but he wasn't coming to no meetings or nothing. So I didn't know. So this is where the problem was. So anyhow, S-Lo from, I forget, S-Lo rest in peace though. S-Lo rest in peace. I forget where he's from. And Casper from Nutty Block. They come to my cell, right? They like, man, this dude keep coming out the shower, asshole naked, in front of the tower. Because the way the showers is three sections, A, B, C. And in the middle of them sections is a shower up top and up bottom. But this Crip dude from Sacramento keeps coming out the shower, standing on the tier, asshole naked, putting baby oil on. And it's females in the tower, which is highly disrespectful. So the first time he did, the Crips come to my cell like, what's up, man? This dude keep coming out the shower, asshole naked, and he, that's disrespectful because if the Mexicans or somebody decide to get on him, he can't even defend himself. So therefore, he out of pocket, man. What's up? He from Sacramento. And we went to get at him, and he said he runs Sacramento. He don't answer to no LA Crips or nothing like that. So I go to the yard. I go holler at the big homies. Like, what's up, man? This dude, he's saying from Sacramento, man. But he ain't never came to no meetings. I don't know about that. And they was like, yeah, he fuck with us. I'm like, shit, man. I thought I was the only nigga in the building, so I didn't have no problems. So I'm like, look, okay, I got it. So I go through a cell. I'm like, look, man, these dudes saying you coming out here getting asshole naked, baby oiling up on the tier. Because you're supposed to baby oil in the shower. Baby oiling up on the tier, man. So I get at him, I'm like, look, big homie, man, these niggas is tripping off of you doing what you doing, man. Come on, man. You gotta do better. So this nigga say, man, fuck them niggas, man. Fuck them niggas. Fuck with the nigga, I do what the fuck I want to do. I'm like, all right. So now, fast forward. Casper and my Sally Peanut from Bonnie Hunters, they in the cell shooting dice. So I'm like, you know, hey. Next thing you know, a nigga come to the cell. He like, man, this nigga did that shit again, man. What's up, man? What you gonna do? I'm like, fuck, man. I got this reputation of a rider. I done put in work, you know. So they got high expectations of me. So I grab my gloves. I put my gloves on. I step over the dice game in the cell. Go off the cell. Now I'm walking down the tier. Now, mind you, this dude is way bigger than me. I ain't gonna lie, he's way bigger than me. So I'm walking down the tier. I'm about to walk to him. He already, baby, he got his clothes on and everything. I'm like, I don't have no idea what I'm about to do. I have no idea. But when I walk up on him, I just was like, hey, man, these dudes like, man, you did that shit again, man. He was like, nigga, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, nigga. And he roared up on me. Spooked it at me. Word. Spooked it at me. Man, he was standing by the stairs, by the stair rail. All I know, I pushed his motherfucking ass. That motherfucker hit the tier like this. He did the Superman, like he did the Soldier Boy. He just and flew down the stairs, hit like halfway in the stairs, and then rolled to the bottom. Now, I don't know what you think about, like in the Hollywood movies or something. A motherfucker hit the stairs and he rolled and then, you know, he lay out. Hell no. This motherfucker hit the halfway point of the stairs, boom, rolled down to the bottom, and bounced up on his feet and got to say, hey, that motherfucker pushed me. So as I'm walking on the top tier trying to get back to my cell, this motherfucker on the bottom tier pointing up like, this motherfucker pushed me. This motherfucker pushed me. So I get back in my cell, right? I turned the light off. I didn't give a fuck if they were shooting dice. I turned the motherfucking light off. Click. Now I'm peeking out the door. I'm peeking out the door like when I'm peeking out the door, this motherfucker done caused a whole little ruckus in the motherfucking day room. But luckily the police never came to bother me. But I got to the yard, the homie was like, what the fuck did you do? I was like, shit, I was kind of scared. He was way bigger than me. He might have got on my shit. So I pushed him down the stairs. I did what I had to do. Anyhow, he didn't come out the cell baby oil butt ass naked no more though. I bet that. But shit, hey, that's my story. Dirty with gone. And shout out to y'all, man. Hopefully y'all having a good day, good moment. I'm out here in California cooking. Look, cooking. But shit, while I'm cooking, this is a good time to tell you this story right here. Man, look. You can't sometimes, man. A lot of times, somebody else's goofiness can cost you everything. And you have to think, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And this story right here, boy, I am not gonna say his name, but if he figures out it's him, I don't give a fuck. So I'm in Folsom. I'm on the 5th tier, man. I'm on the 5th tier. And the way the doors are, like, the doors, the Folsom upper tier, first Folsom tiers, they're bars. So a person can walk right up to your cell and see everything you got going on. They can see right on your shelves, unless you make you some covers, but they can see right on your shelf and see what they hear what you music you listening to. If you smoking, they smell it. If your shit smell good, it smell any. If the neighbors is smoking, it come in your. It's all type of dynamics when you got open tier cells, and that's because they're older prisons. Like Quentin has bars. So, I think a part of it doesn't, but Quentin got bars. Old Folsom got bars, and because they're like two of the oldest pins. But anyhow, man, this dude on my tier, he a homie. He asked me to buy him a phone, right? So I went out to the yard, went to another building, got a phone, and I come back and I give it to him because he didn't already send the money. So when he sends the money, I mean, he got his shit. So at this particular time, I didn't go to chow. I didn't go to chow because it's the evening and dinner was bumped. So I ended up, and I'm in the cell. So the way the bars is, I have my TV where it's facing the back of the cell, and then the bars is behind me. So I'm looking, they call chow, the door's open. And man, I'm not going, so the next thing you know, I see a shadow at the door. Dirk, see if you can make this work. And he tossed the motherfucker in the cell. Man, phones, you ain't gonna have no damn phones like that. I got my own shit to worry about. But he tossed it in the cell. Man, I said, I went and looked, and I put my mirror out, and he was the only person on the tier. That means that they had been open the door. He was straggling behind. Everybody else left the tier. That means he was straggling and came out the cell and went all the way back down the tier to throw the phone in my cell. So then I'm thinking it's cool. I'm looking at the motherfucker trying to see what's going on. And remember, my door, is bars behind me. All of a sudden, I just see the dark, like I see a shadow. And I could feel the fear because I knew right at that moment, like, this ain't him coming back. And that was too quick. So what happened is this motherfucker threw that phone in my cell with the sergeant at the end of the tier opening the doors. Because he is a switch lever that opens all the cells at the same time. And this motherfucker still came out the cell and threw that phone in my cell. So the sergeant came down the cell to see what I was doing. And when I was doing this, looking down, and I seen the shadow, I looked up and I turned. This motherfucking sergeant was already over my shoulder. He said, "Dirt," because the police, they know me. I've been in this pen for a minute. They like, "Dirt, is that a phone?" Man, at that moment, I was like, shit, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Man, I stood up hella aggressive. I'm like, look, I can't give you this. This phone do not belong to me. This is not my phone. I do not got $500 to pay for this phone. Look, man. He's like, man, give me the phone, Dirt. I said, I can't give you this phone. I can't give you this phone. I said, I ain't got the money. Just flat out. He looked at me. He was like, man, today your lucky day, Dirt. He said, today your lucky day. Man, get rid of that motherfucker. I say, man, you ain't even got to tell me twice. Man, when that homie came back, when they came back from dinner and he came to get his phone, I was, if the doors was open, I probably would have jumped on him. If the doors was open, I probably would have jumped on him. But the thing is, I had my own phone in the cell. So, man, this motherfucker here, and I was like, you just don't know, man. Sometimes you faced with situations like what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And at that time, I just knew I'm not giving this phone up. I don't care what you talking about. I'm not giving this phone up. It is not mine. I do not got the money to pay for it. And I got a pass. Dirty Weather. Go. Happening with all my subscribers, man. Appreciate y'all. So I don't care if I get a subscriber a day, shit.
I had 150 yesterday. I got 154 today. So that must mean I'm doing something right. 'Cause, you know, hey, motherfucker ain't gonna make $1 million off of this. But I actually think it's like probably therapeutic for me to like get some stuff off my chest or be able to just talk to somebody other than myself. Anyhow, so this story right here. Oh yeah, and for all y'all that was laughing at me on my last video, yeah, I laughed with y'all too because that motherfucker got me. I'm still kicking myself in the ass. I wish y'all could see me. I wish y'all could have seen me last night. I was supposed to be watching the video with the wife and shit. Watching the video with wife, you know, snuggled up or whatever. Man, as soon as I checked my bank account balance, I was like, man, fucking shit. And then I called the bank, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, man. They didn't block me out and everything, but you know, that's a different story though. So this story right here is about when I first went to prison. When I first went to prison, not the main line, reception. This is about my first OG celly. Because I mean, in prison, man, you get the wrong cell. You get with one of them OGs. They be acting funny as fuck. This damn near some territorial shit jumping off in there. Don't touch this. Don't touch this. It's hella rules with the OGs. So, man, anyhow, so when they moved me to Tracy, which is reception for the northern part of California. Then they get there, it's the summer. Oh my God, it is so hot. I'm talking about it's 115 outside the cell. So how hot you think it is in the cells and on the third tier? So man, I'm in there. I got this celly right here. He was cool. He was OG. He went to the store, bought me an ice cream, but he seen I was up there suffering. I'm in my boxers. I'm sweat. It's all bad. So he like, look, brother, if you tell them you need to go to the psych, they'll move you to the first tier. I said, go. Man, I filled out a little slip to go see the psych. I was like, they gave me this pill, right? I have no idea what it was. I'ma just say it's a Red Devil. All I know is that motherfucker is hella little. I took the whole pill. Man, I slept 24 hours straight. I'm telling you, I went to sleep so long that my eyes was stuck. I'm talking about I had to do this to open my eyes. That's how long I was asleep. Then on top of that, then I would take a half. And I would still sleep, man. They open the door for like breakfast or dinner. I'd be like, man, fuck breakfast, all that, fuck it. Cause that motherfucker pill knock you in the dirt. So anyhow, man, they moved me downstairs, right? So this celly, I forget his name. All I know his last name was like Cox or something. But they moved me down in the cell in the daytime. No. It was probably right after dinner. So it was like 7 o'clock in the evening. Man, this dude did not talk to me. He stayed in his bunk all night. He didn't talk to me. So I'm peeking at him. I'm trying to peek down on the bunk, kind of trying to get a look at this motherfucker. All I seen was he was hella black. I'm talking about black. So I still don't know who I'm in the cell with. He ain't talking to me. So next thing you know, first thing is there was a cricket in the cell. I'm talking about cricket. And I'm on the top bunk. I'm thinking that, because it's obviously in this cell. So I'm thinking he gonna get off his bottom bunk and go find this motherfucker so we can sleep. Because this motherfucker's... So finally, this motherfucker don't do shit. So I jump off the top bunk. I go down. I rattle some bags and shit. And then next thing you know, the motherfucking... I find it. I grab the motherfucker, flush it down the toilet. I hear him laughing over there and shit. So, that was no big deal. So then next thing you know, I wake up in the morning and I would sleep like this and a fucking roach crawled up my pillow and stopped and was looking right at me. I'm talking about the roach crawled up the pillow, stopped and looked right at me. I was like, what the fuck? I hit it off the bed. So now this motherfucker laughing. Now he down there laughing, right? He ain't talking to me, but he laughing at me, right? So I go down. This is where I learned my first lesson. I go down, I brush my teeth, right?
Remember, I'm 18 years old. 18, I'm brushing my teeth. I spit in the sink. When I spit in the sink, I heard this deep-ass voice was like, you spit that in the commode. I was like, okay. He said, hold on, let me run it back. You spit that in the commode. Hella deep. I'm talking about his voice boomed over off all the walls in the cells. I ain't gonna lie, he kind of spooked me a little bit. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, okay. In the toilet, yeah, I got it, bam. So, man, this motherfucker, so we start talking. He tell me about his life. He got a warrant, got caught in Texas, obscuring or some shit. So I'm realizing this motherfucker ain't shit. This motherfucker dude, one of the homies sent for some soups from the third tier, right? And he told me he would send somebody. So the porter comes to the cell. He like, hey man, you got some soups for somebody upstairs? I was like, yeah. So I go get the soups. I take the soups, and I'm getting ready to slide up under the door. And I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute, what's the dude's name? This motherfucking scandalous ass celly of mine, he's sitting in the back watching me about to slide these soups up out the cell, knowing that his partner asked for some soups too. But he only got like 4 on his shelf. I just went to the store, so I'm kind of fat. So this motherfucker was about to let me slide these soups to his partner. So I was like, hold on. To who? I said, nah, man, I don't know him. So then he stepped back up. He like, yeah, man, just go on, man. Go on, slide the motherfuckers. Go on, slide the soups, man. Go on, slide. I got you back. I'll go to the store. So I'm like, you know what? All right, you gonna pay me back? He like, yeah. So this is why, man, you don't do credit. You don't do that shit, man. So about 3 days pass. This motherfucker ain't going to the store. I got hella shit. I got hella tobacco. I got soups. I got hella shit. This motherfucker, when I go, I say, hey, man, you got them soups? He say, pay them motherfuckers. Pay them motherfuckers. And he starts going on one. Pay them motherfuckers. He start going on one. I'm like, motherfucker. So anyhow, he moved out the cell. And then I get one of the partners from the hood in the cell. Now, I was walking to the doctor one day, and I seen this gigantic roach. I'm talking about this roach was the size of my thumb. Easy. But it was dead. And I remember saying, man, I hope I don't see one of them. I hope I don't. Sure enough, I'm in the cell with the homie, and I got a blanket up under the cell. Up under the bed, excuse me. Blanket up under the bunk. Man, something said, pull the blanket out. Hold on, let's rain. Let me get that shit. So, when I pulled the blanket from up under the bunk, man, it looked like a baby rat just shot up from under the bunk. It was, hey, look. I hollered my celly name. We're gonna call my celly name Bear. I'm like, Bear, blood bear. Nigga, it's big. He said, this is his words exactly. He said, I was so scared by the way you said my name, I didn't even want to look at what it was. It was the biggest roach I ever seen in my life. Man, it was so big, I tried to hit it with a shower shoe. Bam! I hit it with the shower shoe. That motherfucking leg, it was like his legs had springs. It bounced, boom, and landed on his back. He's still so big, I don't even want to crush him. I don't want to step on him because I'm thinking, it's just the sound of just, I didn't want to do it. So I lit a fireball, and I threw the fireball at the roach because he on his back. What you know, the fucking roach starts kicking the fireball away from him. So anyhow, I grab this motherfucking roach. I grab a roach, and I take the roach. I grab it. I put him in the toilet. This motherfucker ain't even going down. It ain't even going down, but it eventually go down, though. But man. So anyhow, fast forward. Now this motherfucking prison, Tracy, man, it's ugly. So I'm gonna do part 2 for Tracy. Subscribe, Dirty Weather. And then make sure you watch part 2 to this story, because this is when I go back. This story right here about to go crazy. Part 2.
Man, yes, there are drugs in prison. There are drugs in prison. It's a true story. When I got locked up in the 90s to where if you snorted powder, you was a smoker. You was a basehead. If you pop pills or something like that, we didn't do that. That was a white boy drug. But something happened around, like, I got locked up in 97. Something happened around like 97, 98. People started really like popping pills. Gatorades and Nikes and Dolphins and shit. I wasn't there. I was locked up. So by the time I came home in 2013, I bypassed the need for, I had skipped over the pill generation. I skipped over the syrup era. I skipped over all of that shit. So I didn't have them type of habits. But I did have some experiences. It's true. I mean, hell, sometimes we be like, only live once. So this time, I thought Spice was something that was on that was in Florida and made people eat their homies and shit. That's what I thought Spice was. Like Spice, Salva, and all that stuff. That's all psychedelic shit to me. I don't even know where to go find that shit. So anyhow, I'm on the tier, and the homie G, he comes to the cell. He like, Dirt, man, you want to smoke? Because we in reception. I want to smoke. Hella bad. He like, you want to smoke this? I'm like, what is it? He said, man, it's K2. I was like, I said, is it weed? He said, it's just like weed. I'm like, he said, man, I smoked half of it. Me and my celly, we was like, nah, we straight. I'm like, I looked at my celly, he was from Richmond, he was a cool cat. But I'm like, shit, bring that shit. Man, he brought that motherfucking half or whatever it was. And then, man, me and my celly, he got the door, man. I mean, when we say got the door, that's like, somebody you got to have somebody post up at the door to make sure the police ain't walking up and down a tier. Because if you smoking and the smoke coming up out the cell, I mean, they gonna run up in that thing. And if you doing something you ain't supposed to do, you in trouble. You like double bang from smoke and what you got, contraband. So anyhow, so you gotta have somebody like watch the door while somebody at the back blowing. Man, look at here. I say it was about 2.5 hits in. And it felt like I just jumped on a roller coaster, just going, just straight up. And then all of a sudden it was just like suspended in time. And I was talking to my celly, I was like, oh wow. I had never felt nothing like this in my life. I had only stuck to the regular shit. Man, this shit here. And the way it came, right? I can't really say the way it came because it's still kind of rather new. But just say like this. You mix it with some tea and you blow that shit. Man, that shit there. Motherfuckers was talking about, man, I ain't fucking with that Spice because there wasn't no weed in the pen at this time. It was a drought. So man, this K2 is hitting the yard. So man, but it's like an experiment, and I was on the early end of the experiment. Man, look, I said, where did you get that shit? I need some more. Remember, I only smoke weed. Man, they went and got some more, and the way this shit came, I chopped it up, put it in the motherfucking tea. Oh, I had the realest conversation with my celly ever. And I hit that K2 and I see everything great about myself. Sorry for blowing horns and shit, but I hit that K2 and seen everything good about myself. I was having the realest conversation. Next thing you know, I was like, I need more. I got strung out on Spice. You could have called me Spice 1, Spiggity 1. Man, because everybody on the yard was like, do you got any Spice? No. They was like, at first they was like, man, I ain't fucking with that shit. Man, fuck that shit, man. I don't do that shit. Fast forward a week. Niggas on the yard talking about, hey man, did you try that Spice? Did you try that Spice? Next thing you know, everybody did try that. Now, it went from everybody trying the Spice to now everybody asking who got Spice? Who got Spice? Who got Spice? Well, everybody was scared of that shit. And I looked at them the whole time. They was like, man, we don't fuck with that shit. We don't fuck with that shit. It was the same motherfuckers was double back trying that shit. Man, it only lasted for a period of like 3 weeks to a month. Maybe a little bit longer for it to hit the yard. people to try it, people to get hooked on it, and people to desire it. So I mean, desire meaning like willing to pay for it. Man, that shit lasted for about 4 months. But before it was all said and done, the majority of the yard had tried Spice, and everybody had their own experiences. But me, from the first time I tried it, I was like, shit, I'm rocking with this. Because I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. And it's going, I was smoking so much spice that it became to be like weed. Because spice is supposed to be way stronger than weed. But that shit there, man, that was a cool experience. I ain't gonna lie, motherfuckers talk bad about spice. And I'm gonna keep it honest. I didn't smoke no like, that was K2. So that was some of the lower level of it. The upper level, the blue devil, red devil, I ain't never blew. That was just one little episode run in 2017 in the summer. Dirty one. Spiggity one. Go!
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Half these niggas don't even believe we locked up. I don't know nobody basement look like this, you feel me? This shit is painful, man. We'll take you in the mind of calm and let you know what I feel every day. You understand? Let's go.
Maybe you will see that everything that happens isn't meant to be. I say listen. Maybe you will see that everything that happens isn't meant to be. I know that it hurts like hell. I know that you don't wanna seem scared. I know peace is so hard to find, especially with all the shit that's on your mind. I know
times getting hard. I try not to think about it. I'm in the pen now, trying to write the ink about it. I've been a little more stressed since my wife left me. The devil's inside, I feel like you might get me. And I can shine, just depending how the light hit me. The drugs fuck your life up, ain't they right with me? And I've been taking those a lot, they don't seem to work. The words ain't shit, cause daddy all seem to hurt. And since I went away, the one I thought loved me come see me twice a year, that's if I'm lucky. And for the backstabbing buffoons when the knife stuck, it was a lot deeper than the wounds, nigga. Cause I done cashed my reality check. Surrounded by the fake, but can't escape reality yet. I was trying to feed my family, took me as a threat. Put me away, now it's hard for me to accept that things change. And it's hard for me to forget. Baby moms getting pregnant over meaningless sex. Not to mention Mother's Day, I lost one of my best homies. My son got love for his pops that he can't show me. Cause he don't even know who I am. I mean he do, but he don't really know who I am. And that's the truth, so I gotta take that with a grain of salt. Expected everything that's happened is my fault. I may never see my moms on the street again. The Lord calling me, I might end up meeting him before I ever see my date of release. Cause it's all the game, but these niggas playing for keeps. And the fact still remains that pain is a real emotion. Something you gotta hide, a door you can't open. Cause even when you feel like everything's been broken, man gotta be man. Even if it's pretend, I can't hold it in, most of these niggas are alive. Sometimes I gotta take me a shower to cry. That's the only time I get a moment that's private. My moment of peace, and that's where I find it. This is my life, it's making me sick. Learning bars and barbed wires only made me strict. Leave me confined, let my mind mentally picture a nigga fucking my bitch while I'm beating my dick. Damn. What would you do if you was in my shoes? Lost to suicide, but for my kids I choose to survive hell on earth. Cause this is hell I curse. Whoever created it, they should've laid it in first. So they can feel how they own shit work. Spitefulness is bad, ignorance is worse. Cause at least I know when you do shit out of spite, I can respect it more cause you know what it's like. So don't act like you been where I've been. If you ain't never been here, how could you begin to know what I had to go through? Time you can't blow through. Trying to make it out without a house to come home to. Trying to make sense of it all. I'm an artist, but I don't have a pencil to draw. So I express my thoughts vocally. Paint a picture for y'all, so you don't have to count bricks on these walls. Cause who wants to live like that? Most niggas can't call the crib like that. You can't bid like that. Freedom is everything. Niggas cherish their lives more. Shit you throw away, these niggas willing to die for. You better recognize before it's too late. Dude been home 30 days, caught a new case. And it hurt bad, not cause that's your man. It's cause you wish it was you that had that second chance. Now you
listen, and maybe you will see that everything that happened isn't meant to be. I say listen, and maybe you will see that everything that happened isn't meant to be. I know.
Right here. So you got. So, man, I appreciate my subscribers, man. They're getting deeper, man. You know, I haven't been posting as much as I, like every day on it, but I'm gonna keep it steady. So, this story right here. So you got a lot of dudes in prison, right? They think because they fighting all the time. Like I get out and I fight this nigga. You got niggas that fight like quick as a motherfucker, and they always getting their ass beat. But a motherfucker gonna respect somebody like that versus somebody who talking and ain't gonna back it up. At least you know that motherfucker gonna take an ass whooping because he gonna go. But To them other talkers that think because they fight, that they the hardest motherfucker on the yard. Hell nah. You got people walk around the yard, don't say nothing to nobody. They don't even bother nobody, but let you do something to them. And you're going to be like, damn, I didn't fuck with the devil. Because people be trapped inside their own insanity, and you disturb them from that insanity, and boy. So when somebody come up to me and they talk tough in prison, we talking about prison, because I'm a changed person from how I used to be. I'll tell her, if you ain't ever wrote a letter home to your mom, because you in a situation that you don't know if you gonna make it up out of, then you ain't been to the max in there. Like, you just going through day to day. But max, I'm gonna describe what the max is. Y'all done already heard the war story with the blood and Crip riot. Well, this is part 2. So anyhow, when they take us back in the cells and shit, right? Me and my cellie, again, when the traumatic shit be happening in the pen, sometimes you end up not talking to your cellie for days because y'all be in y'all thoughts. So what happened is, shit, motherfucker just done stabbed up some shit. So he like, man, why we on lockdown? Remember, blood, Crip riot. Now we on lockdown. The IE Crips, the IEs function different. In Inland Empire, they function different. They function Bloods and Crips together. So they are forced in themselves, because if you know your history, you know I was on some Rescue Wood 911 shit real. But I'm gonna die. Anyhow. So the way IE functions, they a tight-knit community. You mess with one, you gotta mess with a ball. So anyhow, a dude from IE comes, but he's a Blood. But he really used to be with the Dago car. That's where he's supposed to be from. But this dude got problems with my cellie, and my cellie is from San Diego. He's from Lincoln. That's my cellie. He go, I go. So, man, this dude, he sends over a kite because he got problems with my cellie. I'm just telling my cellie, I'm going to get y'all the fast version too. I'm going to just tell you this. When dude came around the pod, man, we asked the cellie, the homie, how big is this nigga? The homie said, oh, he a little nigga. Man, when that nigga came in the pod, he came in like this. But I looked at my cellie, I was like, man, we gonna have to jump hill. Straight up. We gonna have to jump hill. So, next thing you know, the only way we can make this happen is during a cell move, because we on lockdown for the Blood and Crip riot. So we gotta do this in the cell move. So we holler at the IEs and let them know what's up, because he function with them too. And they ain't saying nothing. So we thinking and plus me and my cellie cool with him. So we thinking we got the green light. So in the midst of all of this, we're getting kites under the door from Crips on the yard. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna kill you. We know what y'all do. We're gonna kill you as soon as these doors open. But the IEs ain't really in that. They ain't in that. But now this is taking place, and now they about to be in it too. And in our building, it's like 8 cells upstairs and 8 cells. In my pod, 8 cells up, 8 cells down. So in this pod, if you want to go to the yard, and you gotta go to the right, all them cells is IE, all of them. But where the other homie that got the problem with my cellie, he had the other pod, so we didn't know how he looked. That's why when he came in like this, we was like, oh shit, we gonna have to jump this nigga. So anyhow, what ended up happening is we do the fake cell move. The homie lock him out, meaning like he just said he can't come back in the cell. So I said, you can come to my cell, it's all good. So when they're doing the cell move, Me and Money Mike was gonna get them. They got problems from some street shit that happened. It ain't supposed to come to the pen, but they got their own problems. But it didn't matter. This my son. So when we doing the cell move, I got Money Mike shit. Well, no, I'm grabbing some of Money Mike shit, and they cuff Money Mike up. So automatically, it's gonna be me and this big ass nigga. So Money Mike, he start moving his shit. He grab his last bag because he the one that's moving to the other cell. When Money Mike grab his bag, he go to there. He say, "Blood, it ain't even gonna happen." I said, "Blood, if I say it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen." I grabbed his Quran, walked out on a tear to the nigga that was moving in the cell with me because I can't have this nigga step in the cell with me. He might beat my ass in this cell. So I got to do what I got to do. So when I grabbed the Quran, I walk up to him, hand him the Quran, and then I said, "Oh, this my cellies." As soon as he took it, I got on him. Bing, 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 bing. I hit him with the left. Bam. He go to his knees. When he go to his knees, he grabbed me. Bam. And he picked me up. And he walked me to the rail. And he set me on top of the rail. And we on the upstairs. So he's trying to push me off the chair. This dude is like, he about like 5'8", 5'9", but solid 200. I'm 5'11", but I'm about a buck 60, buck 65. So him picking me up, that really wasn't shit. But he had my ass cheeks on the rail, the top rail, and I was leaning back, about to go. I had one foot hooked on the rail, bam, then the other foot was about to start going. And right before the other one slipped, the police sprayed him, bam. When they sprayed him, man, I shimmied up off of them rails and got to getting them some more. Bam, bam, bam. Man, and they sprayed me. They sprayed me. I told this story before, but I'm really telling it to freshly because y'all that haven't heard it. But they got this orange shit. A pepper spray back in the days used to be clear. Then they switched to some shit in like 2000, 2001, 2-ish. It's orange agent citrus something. But that shit, man, they sprayed me with that shit, and I had braids. Man, they sprayed me with that shit, and my nuts was on fire. I was in the shower 3 days later, showering, and my nuts went back on fire because that shit was still in my hair. But when they hit me with it, man, I was on the ground saying, "Please cuff me up. Please cuff me up," begging to get cuffed up because that shit had me on fire. So here goes some game for you. If you ever get pepper spray, so I'm in the tank trying to put water in my eyes and shit. And then the police come by. He got pepper sprayed too because the bitch sprayed him. The police that sprayed me, his partner sprayed him on accident. So he was fucked up too. But I'm in this motherfucker on fire. This motherfucker coming in the thing with his bag. He ready to go home. His shit red and puffy, but he ready to go home. He can see fine. I'm like, what the fuck? And I asked him later. He said, "Baby shampoo. If you ever get pepper spray, baby shampoo, I guess it absorbs whatever's in your pores hella fast." That's just some game that they told me. But anyhow, these motherfuckers came back about a week later. These motherfuckers charged me with battery on a motherfucking inmate. They come to the door. They like, "Williams, yeah, you getting ready to go to the hole?" I'm like, "For what?" So the story is, he stepped in the cell, and I beat him down a tier, and that was that. So they charging me with assault, man. That was crazy. So they ended up coming get me, and I ended up going to the hole. Part 2 will be about the summer. Gone. I said gone. Oh yeah, divorce court next month. Check me out. Dirty Weather. Gone. What's up with my subscribers, man? Appreciate y'all for coming along the young, dirty adventures. So, this story right here, I'm trying to look for a place to set the phone. Right. So, this story right here, this story go crazy. This is a story. I don't know what the fuck that was. But this was a story about how I escaped from the county jail. And county jail officials, I am not saying this to brag. I am not saying this to brag. So, but I'm going to start this story. This is when I went on the run. But I'm going to start this story when I'm telling you where I was at before I caught my case. So, the most money I had ever had in my life was probably like 20 bands and like 8 cars. That's the most I was up. And that was right before I got locked up. And I had finally made the transition from my mother's floor to my own apartment. And now I've been going to Vegas and I'm about to move into a house. Can you picture that? Coming from the pen, from a floor to an apartment to a house. I ain't never had a house. So I went to Vegas, dropped down my 4 bands, and filled out the application, got approved, drove back to SAC, and got my motherfucking, and was putting shit in the car. When I caught my case, when I lit the firework. The reason I lit the firework is because didn't want to be driving with no Roman candle with my car. So I figured I'll let it go. Bang, bang, bang. Next when the little dude come out tripping on me. So anyhow, I told y'all the story. Y'all know I caught the case or whatever. So what happened is this. This is where the story get interesting. So I go to jail. I'm in jail for about 30 days. They got me in the branch. While I was in jail, though, I asked for a bail reduction. I had told the judge told me, he said, your bail is being reduced to my bail was $1 million. They said, my bail is being reduced to $750,000. I was like, shit, well, I guess I won't be getting no bail. So what ended up happening is 10 o'clock that night, I was on the phone and I called my wife. My wife was like, why you didn't tell me your bill was $75,000? I was like, $75,000? I'm like, shit, for real? She was like, yeah. She said, what you want me to do? I said, shit, go and pay that thing. Go and pay that thing. So we dropped like 2 bands, busting loose special, got about that thing. And then to keep it clean, the agreement was 2 bands, I get out, and 3 more bands when I get out. I mean, 2 bands while I was in to crack the gate, and once I get out, then 3 more bands. So, and I kept it 100. But anyhow, I walked out, man. Look, when my wife told me that, and she said she was going to bail me out, she had actually said she was on the phone with the bail bondsman right then and there. I was like, oh, I just went to the store. I went to the store fat. I'm talking about I went to the store on my books, somebody else's books. I got 2 packages in my name, another package in somebody else's name. I had so much shit. I was giving shit away when they was passing out store because I didn't have no room and I wasn't trying to stunt like that. So anyhow, man, I go to the homies. The homie T-Man and the other homie. And I tell them, I'm like, look, man, they about to let me up out this bitch. They was like, for real? They was like, what you gonna do? I said, man, I don't know, but I'm about to go. I don't know, but I'm about to go as far as I can. They was like, man, you serious? I was like, I don't know. So, man, I started saying my goodbyes. They thought I was crazy. It's 2:30. Remember, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, man. So I said my goodbyes, man. I was like, man, shit. I told the homies funny. The homies went over to the corner, right? The homie Wiz and T, man, they like, I see them huddling. Then all of a sudden they come over to my bed where my bed is. They like, hey, blood, we think you should leave your shit with all the homies. I was like, for sure, man, it's all good. It was over there plotting over my shit before I even left out. So, anyhow, man, 2 o'clock, 2:30, about 2 o'clock roll out, man. They call me, Williams, pack your stuff. You're released. Man, I just was I just had $1 million bill. Now all of a sudden I'm walking out the jail. I'm talking about, man, 2:30 I stepped out. And my wife was in the parking lot, man. I ran and gave her a hug. But I knew. I told the homie, they asked me, blood, what you gonna do? I was like, I'm going far. So anyhow, man, that first, man, after I went to the bank and got 3 more bands and fulfilled my obligation with busting loose bail bonds. And next thing you know, shit, from there, man, I didn't even stay in SAC for 24 hours. I was gone, hella gone. Man, matter of fact, nope, I take that back. I went and paid, man. I went and got some Jimmy's Fish. Jimmy, if you from Sacramento and you ain't had some Jimmy's Fish Market, it kind of changed in the last couple of years. But back in 2016, when this took place, man, that Jimmy's was still smacking. So I went and got me some of that, and then I jumped on the freeway. My thing was, I'm about to head to Reno, right? Because that's the closest place from Sacramento to get out of state. So once I got out of state, we went to Reno. Man, I didn't stay in Reno no more than I'm telling you, I didn't stay in Reno no more than 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And we was gone. Me and wife. Next thing you know, shit, we take the back route from Reno to Vegas. Now we get to Vegas, right? Man, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, but I'm running like I'm America's Most Wanted. I ain't got nothing but a little pistol case. Mind you, but I'm running like I'm America's Most Wanted. Because when we get to motherfucking Vegas, we go to Walmart. We go to Walmart over there on Russell. Man, we threw everything away in the car. Everything. Man, I was looking for everything with my name on it. I threw all that shit in the trash. Man, I'm telling you, I was getting naked. Like I was just a fugitive, because what happened is this. Monday, they offered me a deal for, I'm not this Monday, but Monday back then in June 2016, they offered me a deal. No, July, excuse me. They offered me a deal on a Monday for 3 years, 8 months with half. They were going to give me till Wednesday to decide if I wanted to take the deal. But Monday is when I also asked for the bail reduction. Monday night is when I bailed, Tuesday morning is when I bailed out. So I had to come back Wednesday. To take the deal. But I bailed out Tuesday morning. So I know I got at least a 24-hour jump before, the warrant is served for failure to appear. So that was what's always in my mind. So after that 24-hour mark, I was like, oh, this is it. Well, wife, I want to run. I'm a fugitive. So, man, when we got to Vegas, we got naked, right? Got naked, meaning got rid of all our shit. Then from there, man, we jumped, man. I bought me some weed from the motherfucking dispensary. Some good shit, too. So the plan was this, man, I'm about to leave this car in Vegas. I'm about to leave a black Benz wagon in Vegas. And I'm about to just hit the road, whatever it is. Fuck it. I don't even know what's going to happen, just me and wife. So, man, when we get to Vegas, so when we park the car by the bus station, we just leave it. Just leave it like, fuck it. Somebody will get it. Somebody will get it. And then we jumped on the bus to Greyhound to Louisiana with this little bit of weed and to whatever happens. So along the way there, this is my first time on a long, drawn-out Greyhound trip, man. My motherfucking legs are swelling up. This shit is horrible. I ain't even using the bathroom because every time that door opened, it smelled like something was dead up under the bus. I don't know. So, man, the motherfucking so we pulling up to the Border Patrol. This is the Border Patrol story because, man, anyhow, The weed that we just got from Vegas legally is on the carry on. I mean, up under the bus, man. Next to you know, we hear the dog start barking. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit. I just realized, and y'all can't hear me either. Benji. Man. For y'all that's still here. Shouts out to my subscribers, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This right here, man, this is about one of the most emotional days that I ever experienced in prison. I'm talking about, you want to know heartbreaking? This is heartbreaking. And if you one of my folks or you somebody that's inside, man, I hope that you would share this video or tell your folks about it, because we was all affected by this moment. So this video right here, this video don't go crazy because it's not one of them funny videos. It's a serious video. It's about the most heartbreaking day I ever seen in prison. So this video right here, just called Proposition 66. So in 2004, there was a proposition that was on the bill to end the three strikes law. Basically, in the three strikes law and the sentencing enhancements that they was doing to further lock us up. Man, and everybody was getting their hopes up. Everybody, man, we was happy because even people that didn't have life was going to be affected by Proposition 66. So the day went like this. Everybody was bubbling, because everybody was bubbling because we knew that we was about to win. We knew it. So when the first polls of the voters came in, man, Proposition 66 was killing. I'm talking about 5-6 in the evening. Man, Proposition was killing. Man, when they came on with the first poll results, man, the whole building, and I know this played out in all buildings in CDC because everybody was affected. I'm talking about as soon as it came out on the news, everybody got on the doors. Everybody got to kick in the doors. We going home. Man, everybody was hella excited, man. My cousin was like, man, I'm leaving everything to you. I'm leaving everything, man. I'm out this bitch. Because they was unjustly locking a lot of us up, especially in the 90s. So, man, everybody, I'm talking about, I'm going door to door because I was able to be out
In the evening, I'm going door to door. I'm like, damn, I'm happy for everybody. Everybody going, everybody, they making plans. They about to go home. I'm happy. I'm juiced. Everybody juiced. Man, that morning, when I woke up, when we went to breakfast, I'm talking about there is 200 inmates. It's like 190 to 200 inmates in the building. That was the quietest breakfast I ever had experienced. I'm talking about pin drop silence in the chow hall. But I didn't understand. I'm like, why is everybody so quiet? Man, everybody was just happy. What the fuck happened? Then somebody told me, bro, they didn't pass it. I was like, man, it was like 60 to like 30. How the hell did that not happen? Man, when we went to sleep, something happened. Like extra people started coming to the polls and they shot it down. Oh man, at that moment my heart sunk. I was like, oh man. All those people that was looking forward to going home, all those loved ones that fought to try to get it passed. Oh man, I couldn't even function. Breakfast, I wasn't hungry no more. So this is what happened. While Arnold Schwarzenegger for one, he was the main one. But what they was doing is they were airing these videos talk about they're gonna let out rapists and child molesters and all this shit. So that when he started running that campaign Overdrive, that helped. Then a lot of the CEOs that was at work across California, they were voting against it for job security. So when they got off work at 10 o'clock, 10:30, whatever, they took their ass straight to that poll. So it went like a teeter-totter. We was winning, then bam, and it happened through the night. Nobody could really truly explain, but it happened through the night, man. And that right there was a tough one. It was some people probably killed themselves and everything because that was their last hope. Fast forward now, the laws have changed. And they let motherfuckers go home now. But this was in 2004. This was the saddest day ever in CDC that I witnessed. And if you was affected by this, man, go on and drop a comment, man. Go on, hit a like. Go on, hit a share. If you was affected by this moment in CDC, Proposition 66 defeated. Dirty weather. Gone. I said gone.
You want to give it a try too?
Nah.
Okay. You will be surprised sometimes.
Prison. Because you would think we supposed to be some more. 916, subscribe, tell your partners, whatever. So check me out. This is a story about the first and the second time I ever cried in prison. Because you would think we supposed to be some hard ass, gangsta ass motherfuckers in prison. But motherfuckers got soft spots up in there. And I remember I was in a cell with the homie Jimmy B. And Jimmy B told me about the time he was in Pelican Bay. And Pelican Bay, right? That's the top of California. It's like the end of the road. And motherfuckers be going there and getting forgot about. So, man, I went to motherfucking... I'm in Salinas Valley, right? So, we in the hole. We in the hole because I got caught with a piece of motherfucking metal, right? So, what happened is the homie came to the cell, right? He's like, you want some metal? We got some metal, right? We break this motherfucker. I got a piece of metal in my pocket. I fold my pants up. I put it at the door. And what happened is I work the night rec, so I go around to every building at nighttime. So
When it came time for 7:30, they open the door. I'm getting ready to go do my little rounds and shit. I just smoked me a blunt in the pen. I smoked back then. We used to get real cigars in them, so I had me a real blunt. Man, when that door opened, I put my pants on, rushed up out. So I went to go to the first building, right? Man, when I got to the first building, normally they give me a problem. This particular night, they said, "Come on in." Man, when I walked in the building, there was a police at the other end of the tunnel, because it's a tunnel to get into the building. At the other end, he said, "Turn around, get against the wall. I got to touch you before you come in the building." Why, when I got against the wall, he patted me down, and he had the metal. I had the piece of metal in my pocket. That motherfucker felt that metal in my pocket. He said, "Pat, pat, pat." He said, "What is this?" I said, "It's a stinger." That motherfucker pulled it out. When he pulled it out, it was probably a rod about 6 inches. No, it was about at least 8 inches long. That motherfucker pulled it out. He said, "What is this?" I said, "It was a stinger. I found it on the yard." He said, Yeah, stinger. Went to his mic. Alpha Destiny Escort. He said, yeah, stinger. Alpha Destiny Escort. I was like, oh, fuck. I fucked up. Man, the motherfuckers came, got me, took me to the motherfucking hole. So I'm in the hole with Jimmy B. And that's when Jimmy B was like, man, I was in Pelican Bay, man. And it's the end of the world, man. I remember one day out of nowhere, I was just in a shoe and I just broke down crying out of nowhere. I'm like, nigga, I ain't gonna cry. I'm a gangster. So next thing you know, I'm in this, man. I'm in a cell. I'm in a cell with my blood cousin. I should be happy. This motherfucker went to the shower. I'm listening to Isley Brothers. It's a song called Highway That Leads to Love. Man, I'm watching this shit out of nowhere. I don't know where the fuck it came from, but I just started bawling. I'm talking about, ooh, I'm bawling, crying. I don't know where it came from. I was just thinking, man, I've been in prison like 9 years. I ain't got no girl. I ain't got no kids. It just hit me. Bam. Ooh. So then, by the time my cellie got back to the cell, I was done. He was like, "You all right? What's wrong?" I was like, nothing at all. I'm all right. So then, anyhow, so I go to this yard, right? The next yard, because I went to, from that yard, I got in trouble. I was getting in trouble on every yard. But anyhow, so I'm in the kitchen. I'm working in the kitchen. And the white boys is like, "Hey, man, don't go in the front. They didn't fuck the white boy up there." I'm like, "They didn't fuck them up?" I'm like, "You know what? Well, shit, they've been fucking up white boys up for as long as I've been in prison, so it ain't no big deal." So when I go up so what happens is it's nighttime. When count clears at like 5:30 or something, we got to shoot back to the buildings, and so we can get our showers and shit. So they didn't told me they didn't fuck this white boy up in the front. And that ain't my business. So I'm by the door. The scullery where the white boy supposedly is fucked up is off to the right. Motherfuckers ain't even looking that direction. We just looking straight out the door because we don't know what the fuck they done did. All I know is there's a dishwashing machine, and I see a trail of blood. So I'm like, oh shit. So as soon as we don't know nothing, we just know it's a white boy fucked up. So anyhow, the count clears, they open the door, everybody shoot out the kitchen. Bam! To all back to their buildings. So I'm shooting back to the building, right? I'm in the shower. I'm going straight to the shower. Matter of fact, I still got socks on. I ain't even putting no motherfucking flip-flops on. It's so real because I can feel it. I don't know what happened, but I can feel it. So next thing you know, when I'm in the shower, you hear the alarm. Police come running up in the building. They start pointing. Him. Because they let some people back in their cell, but other people ran to the shower because obviously they had to get rid of like evidence. Remember, I'm not telling you what yard and I'm not telling you what year, so you can figure out the rest. So motherfuckers trying to get this DNA up off of them, so I ain't knowing. So man, so then they come and they snatch us out the shower. They walk us all the way back to the kitchen, strip us, booty butt naked, cuff us, put us on our knees and face the wall outside. Man, it's hella cold. I still don't know what's going on. Man, next thing you know, we see the homicide come up. The homicide. They like, I'm like this, homicide? Oh my shit. So we're still on our knees facing this wall. And it's dark now. It's about 11 o'clock. We've been on our knees for about 2 hours. I mean, I'm shaking this shit. So then they start walking us in the kitchen and interview us. They take me in the room. They like, there was a homicide that took place here, and you were at work. I said, man, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. They said, it's a fucking shame. You and all your crew, everybody's going down for this fucking murder of this white boy. I said, man, I don't know nothing. So then they started pressing me. They're like, you're going down for homicide. I said, man, I swear to God, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Man, I broke down crying. Ooh, ooh. I said, man, I swear I don't know nothing, man. So then when they put me back, so after they realized I don't know shit. I don't know shit. I can't say shit. I don't know shit. Motherfucker done been murdered and stuffed in the fucking scullery, the dishwashing machine. They bust him upside his head with a can opener, stuffed him in the fucking scullery, and shit. Man, I'm mind my business. I don't know shit. So the motherfuckers, when I remember, I'm crying. Ooh. So when not bawling, but tear. So when I get back to where they had us all on our knees, they looking at me like, Dirt, man, you all right? What's wrong? I was like, man, the motherfuckers in there tripping, man. Motherfuckers in there tripping. Man, the motherfuckers kept us on our knees, facing the wall for about, I say it was about 1 o'clock before I made it back up in the cell. 1 o'clock. But that was the first and the second time, and probably the only time I literally cried in prison. Motherfuckers talk that hard shit like they just super ass gangster. But motherfuckers have soft moments up in that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. You missing your family, you missing your kids. Man, you missing the world. You can see something on TV and it'll trigger emotions. But shit, motherfuckers ain't no goddamn. Motherfuckers ain't no. Oh, now there's some hard ass killers up in there, but still, motherfuckers got it. You ain't human if you ain't vulnerable from time to time. I'm just saying though, but I just figure I give y'all something to laugh. Man, happy motherfucking Valentine's. That's what happy motherfucking Valentine's. Dirty Weather 916. Subscribe to my motherfucking channel. Go.
Ooh, it doesn't seem like I'll be going nowhere. I'm just a victim of the ghetto. Ooh, it doesn't seem like I'll be getting too far.
What's happening with my subscribers, man? What's happening with my subscribers? I don't know how long this video is going to be. It might be quick. But somebody asked me, what's the hardest fight I seen in prison? What's the hardest shit, craziest shit? So first off, I gotta give props to. First of all, shout out to all my new subscribers. Man, y'all giving me man, y'all making me feel real good, man. I appreciate that shit, man. It's harder for the smaller channels to get heard, but at the same time, I mean, if you was you gonna shine. So straight up. So anyhow, the question was about the fight. So this story right here, man. So the homies, right, in Sacramento, the SAC card, I'm gonna tell you about the San Jose card. Like the San Jose card in prison, they like a tight-knit community. They got Bloods and Crips in they card, and and then they got people that ain't gang members in their card, but they're cool, tight-knit, like a community, right? So the homie was in the cell with one of them, and some bullshit happened. I'm not gonna go into details, but we came to a conclusion that we're gonna have to line it up. It's gonna have to be some SAC niggas fighting some San Jose niggas. So off top, my celly chief, he dusted one off at work real quick. He dusted San Jose cat off at work real quick. But then there was still one more. There's one more San Jose nigga. I forget his name. I wish I could remember his name. And the homie Moody from the east side out here in Sacramento, from east side. But Moody was kind of little lanky, kind of swole dude. But the San Jose nigga wasn't no punk either. So it was like we was bringing our hitter, like our young hitter from Sacramento to verse their young hitter from San Jose, and they got it right in front of my cell. And when it started, I'm talking about Moody walked up and was like, "Who I'm fighting? Him right here?" All right, it got off. Man, when these niggas was fighting, this was the hardest fight I seen. It was so hard. These niggas didn't know each other, but these niggas stumped. I'm talking about just straight brutal, just. And then Moody was winning, then he was losing, then he got back to winning, and then they laid a yard down, and they laid a thing down, and they separated. But that fight right there, it was like you got some people ain't fighting, but that fight was just like two pits, just hitting, just locked up, and that was like right in front of my cell. And I will say that was probably one of the hardest fights I seen. But as far as like brutal, man, look, that same yard that I was like where the Whites and the Bulldogs got into it. I mean, shit, don't get it twisted. The Bulldogs was not no punks at all. They just got caught off guard. But the hardest thing I seen, and I'm not going to say, President, you hear shit, you kind of know shit. So if this is off a little bit, forgive me. But the shot caller on that yard, the Bulldog shot caller on that yard, I guess, and this is, I'm putting it together, but he's supposedly smoked one of the dudes that was on that yard. I mean, his brother, smoked his brother. So it's like, you two people got a problem. Even though I'm a shot caller, I gotta defend my position. So the way the Bulldogs did it, and I don't give a fuck. I have not seen nobody else really do it like this. This is not Gladiator 1970 Attica. This ain't that type of party. This is a 180 yard. But they did just that. Like, you have a problem. It was bloodshed. And I ain't about to just go and sneak you, but at the same time, man, you got to defend your position. And they went in the middle of the fucking yard, formed a circle around. And now, mind you, I'm not telling this story like because I heard it. I was right there on the yard. We was playing football actually on the other side. Actually, we was playing catch with the softball, matter of fact, softball and glove. But they formed a circle around them in the middle of this motherfucking yard, and they both had knives. I wouldn't even be surprised if they shook hands before they fought like some MMA shit. But they both had knives, and they went to town on each other. I'm talking about they was jugging the shit out. They was locked up and just stabbing each other in a circle like they was dancing, hugged up, but just hella, man, look at here. When it was done, like with like Bulldogs, like whenever they at that time when shit was over, they bought it was work being handled, but at the same time, I could tell that it was a lot of hurt in the eyes of a lot of these Bulldogs that had to witness this. I'm not sure. I didn't know who was who because they were both. I didn't know the dynamics. Like, I don't know which one died, but one of them died, and one of them damn near died, is from what I heard. But that, just think, in the eyes, like you a young homie, and you gotta look at your big homie, the OG of the yard. And then he gotta go and fight hand-to-hand combat on the yard in the name of honor. In the name of honor. So that's why I say, man, as far as fights go, that was some brutal ass shit. Now I'm about to turn the page real quick. I got a question. What? I was in a metal detector in my backyard, right? Look, man, what the fuck is this? Here we go again. Here we go. Can you see this shit? Here we go again. Can y'all see that? What the fuck is that? Is that a pipe bomb? Am I in danger? I don't know what the fuck that is. See it? What the fuck is that? And it's heavy. It's not like no sprinkler head. It's heavy. But anyhow, don't blow dirty. But anyhow, man, that was basically a couple of the hardest flow fights and shit, fights and stories and all that. There's many more to come. Y'all getting at me about the X-rated shit. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I ain't on that boy. Man, I'll talk about it, man. I ain't gonna go into details about like the S and Y, all that, but I just, like I said, I'll share my experiences. Other than that, thank y'all for tuning into the stories. Description is in the link, man. Donate to the channel, man. Y'all don't want to donate, man. Shout out, Sam, man. He sent me $2 to go get me a pack of blunts because I broke this one. Because that one, he sent me $2 to get a pack of blunts. And I appreciate that. So if you want to send me $2 to get a pack of blunts, man, it's gonna send me $2. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, but I don't care, man. Just should look out for your boy, man. Dirty Weather. State to state, hand my Durango. People helping out a young motherfucking nigga road. But it's all good. They see that it's genuine, so they look out for me good. I done left all from Georgia, heading California, looking like an idiot, but nah. They ain't understand what I'm doing. I'm chasing my dream, trying to get there, pursuing what I gotta do. Yeah, what's gonna get me motherfucking money in this place. Yeah, I'm meant to be in a place where niggas can't relate because they so close to the bottom, looking at me hating, yeah. But I gotta get to the top, shit can't stop me. Yeah, I'm like a clock, tick tock, yeah. On my motherfucking mission. When you check back in 3 months, yeah, I'm mission. Gone for pursuing, gotta get to it, yeah, niggas there looking. In the same position they was. Stuck, yeah, way back when. Yeah, I was a type, but now I'm a grown man shit. I'm setting the examples, they follow me and shit, yeah. Young motherfucking Dirty Kurt, but they call me Dirty Weather, 916, yeah, I rap. My motherfucking city, carry it on my back, yeah, everywhere I go, they know with me. They know that's a sack nigga, they know his swag is, yeah, authentic, yeah. Because we move like no other, we come through the back streets, yeah, in Arizona. They like, where you from? I said, I'm cool in the motherfucker. Yeah, bring on. Yeah. I was in the motherfucking ghetto. All in the back street. All black people. Yeah. They all know each other. By the first and last name, I was like, yeah, that's country in the mother. But I fucked with it because that's what's authentic by the real nigga. Yeah. You come from the bottom to the top and respect your journey, your process, bro. Yeah.
Continent, I
Spread the word. Tell them subscribe to Dirty Weather 916 for the fun. You know what?
One more video.
You know what? I appreciate all y'all. I just want to stop in a minute, because everybody got some more fancy ass intros to their shit. I ain't got that. I ain't even got no fucking fancy intro with some music and all that. Please subscribe to the channel. I ain't got that. But I ain't like that though. I'm just a real individual sharing stories. You know, hoping that I can bring humor to somebody's day. So, this story right here, go crazy. Nah, y'all probably gonna be mad at me because this right here. So look, when I was in the county jail, right, there was this. They you know how. Okay, let me go back. This story called X-Lax. Okay, so when you was younger and grandma used to have a medicine cabinet with the little cubes of chocolate in them, you eat them things, your stomach bubbling up, and you didn't know why because we was kids. We was eating grandma's candy X-Lax. Fast forward. So I went from juvenile hall to county jail, right? And I'm in the pod, and you know, motherfuckers facing 100 years and shit, so you gotta find humor wherever you find it. So I won this particular night, what they call it, night program. This particular night program, I'm watching the housemen, and they watching somebody else laughing, right? Because I went to go get a sandwich off the TV, because what they do is like, say it's some extra food, they'll leave it on the TV, and the hungry motherfuckers go get it. But these motherfucking 30-ass housemen they planting the food, crushing up the X-Lax, and putting it in the sandwiches, and putting it on the TV, and watching who goes to get it, and then laughing at them. So I joined in the reindeer games. So I gave me a burrito one day. We had burritos. So I ate one, and for the sake of laughter, I sacrificed my other burrito. Man, I opened that burrito up, crushed me up an X-Lax, put it in there, and I walked like I was panning down. And I'm like, so as I'm about to dump the tray, the white boy sees a whole burrito on my tray. He like, bro, you don't want that? No, I don't. I'm actually rather full. So he takes the burrito and scarfs it before he even gets back to the cell. So I go back out to my cell and I say, he took the bait. So that particular night, when we came out, this motherfucker was fucked up. And then when you're out the cell, you can't get back in for every 15 minutes. So this motherfucker, you can hear the doors when they crack every 15 minutes. This motherfucker was hearing shit. He was going to the water fountain, holding his stomach. He could barely walk, man. He was walking like this. He could barely walk. I'm holding my stomach. His face is red. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible human, I know. But it was funny as fuck watching him go through that. So then when he came out the next morning, he was like, bro, I ran out of toilet paper. I used my sheet, my socks, my shirt. I was like, damn, maybe I put too much in it. So what goes around comes around. So there's a Paisa, I forget Paisa's name. I think his name was Paco or something like that. So I give Paco some spread. I might have sprinkled. Man, I ain't gonna say it twice, but I might have sprinkled a little something in the spread. I needed some humor. It was getting hard to get people. They was up on it. So next thing you know, I get him with the spread. I go by his cell. Oh man, he's sitting on the toilet. He like, you motherfucker piece of shit. You motherfucker piece of shit. I got the whole pie going up laughing because they all know I gave him some X-Lax spread. See, so I knew karma was gonna get me. So he's flushing. All you hear is whoosh, whoosh, motherfucker piece of shit. So then that was a joke. That was a joke for about a day. So next thing you know, probably about a week later, this sneaky motherfucking Paisa, made some wine. Now, motherfucker want to drink some wine in the county jail because you need happiness wherever it comes. Man, that motherfucker said, yeah, you want some wine? I got wine. I mean wine here. Yeah, oh, no problem. Free. I said, okay, yeah. So I go back to the cell. I tell my cellie, as a matter of fact, there's a funny part because I didn't even tell my cellie I had none. I drank it all. I didn't even share. Next thing you know, not even 15 minutes later, man, I was on the toilet shitting my life away. I'm talking about my whole life away. Day room came. I didn't even move off the toilet to go to day room. It was so bad. Man, right, every time I thought I was about to get up off the toilet, it was more. Like round 1, 2, I had about 7 rounds. It was like I would get up, take 2 steps to the door, but my ass would pull me back to the toilet. So I was like, fuck. So then I was like, I got on the door, Paco, you motherfucker. He said, ha ha, yeah. But man, they tell I was at the store. They was like, y'all getting ready for the rain? I'm like, shoot, man, I've been to Florida, I've been to Georgia, I've been to California. Man, I've been seeing some rainstorms. But I'm looking at them like, ain't nothing. Next thing you know, the rain started. It felt like somebody was on top of the car going boom, 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 boom. It was real. It was so, man, it was real. But anyhow, so far, man, Tennessee been okay. It's been okay. It's got its good part. Well, Nashville more in particular. It's got its good parts, its slow parts, its weak parts. But it's been cool in comparison to a lot of other like southern-ish states I've been. So anyhow, let's get to the story though. Because this story right here go crazy. So, check this out. So I'm in Old Folsom, just like 07. Man, I remember me and my silly chief, we wasn't having no phones whatsoever. Man, but we was borrowing motherfuckers' phones to reach out to our loved ones. That's kind of bunk. It's kind of bunk. So I sat down. We had one of them G talks. When you have a celly with you get on some real shit with your celly. Like, look, man, we can't be going out like this. We gotta do whatever we gotta do to get a phone. So anyhow, fast forward, we bust a move. I come back to the cell like, check me out, though. So next thing you know, we on. And I ain't gonna lie, I ended up losing my first. I was going through them. I was getting banged. They was making an example out of me. I got banged for my first one because I brought the homie in the cell so he can call his loved ones. This nigga, as soon as he come in the cell, this nigga take his motherfucking shoes off and get comfortable. I'm like, damn, man, they about to open this door. They about to open the door in a minute so you can go out to yard like you're supposed to go. You came in here supposedly for an hour and then use the phone and get on. This dude took his shoes off, this nigga got on my bunk in my cell. Oh, smoke. Got on my bunk in my cell. So anyhow, they coming to do release for yard. He's saying hello. He talking to his girl, trying to get his I love yous in, putting his shoes on. Anyhow, long story short, they don't let us out to the yard because he's not even supposed to be in my cell. They don't let us out. So anyhow, I'm on the door. I'm trying to get. I was like, fuck it. We just gonna get out next unlocked in. You know, and then Folsom, the police come. You hearing one or two things. You hearing them keys running, and that's the police running down a tier because they can't just pop up on you like that. Like if you in the middle of the tier, they got to get a running head start and just pop up and surprise you. It's kind of like old German tactic, the Blitzkrieg, where they just run up on you and just sudden surprise, bam. And then they got the light. They looking at you to see if you're trying to flush or something like that. So anyhow, I heard the keys, bam. Man, they open the door. I got the phone in my hand. I try to slam it on the ground. Bam! That motherfucker kind of broke, but it didn't. So I go to pick it up. I slam it again. Bam! So then next thing you know, I pick it up again. The police put the pepper spray like this close to my face. He was like, hey, you do it again, I'm spray you. I'm like, all right, no problem. Now, in Old Folsom, they got this thing called the Walk of Shame, right? The Walk of Shame, when you walk across the yard from one building to the whole, I mean, it's no telling what you done, right? So motherfuckers is looking at who you with, what happened, if there was an alarm or none of that. I didn't have none of that. All they knew was they was like, escort coming from one building. I'm coming out the building with my head down looking stupid. Looking straight stupid. Because I done got caught slipping fucking with smoke. So then next thing you know, that was the first time I got caught slipping. The next time the police was coming to hit, I heard the keys. They was coming to hit somebody on a tier, but I didn't take no chances. Man, I thought they stopped in front of my cell like a dumbass, and I flushed my phone. That was like $600 down the toilet, because that was when they first came out. This is before smartphones. If anybody been in a pen and they know their history, man, I didn't see a cell phone until 05. I didn't see a cell phone. I heard rumblings, but I didn't see one. So anyhow, this how I got caught slipping. This really what the story is. It's about that little thing inside. Man, so I'm hell bent on trying to get me a broad. I want a broad hella bad. I ain't gonna lie. I've been in pen hella long. Man, I ain't had no serious relationships or nothing like that. So I'm on these chat lines. I'm calling, like I said before, some of y'all might know the story, but man, I was going in the back of the books, like the Vibes, the Source, even the People magazines, and they say free trial minutes. It'd be like $4.99 for 5 minutes or whatever. So, but you get a free trial one. So I'm using up I'm borrowing everybody's phone, using up all their little minutes till I come up. So this particular time, I met this woman, right? She was like, "Where you at?" You're not really, if you don't give up where you at, right? At first, but I didn't know. My desperation kicked in. So she was like, "Where you at?" I told her I'm at Folsom. She said, "Ooh, that's where I work." I hit the bump, boom, boom, boom. And my cellar, I said, I didn't came up. And then she like, what cell you in? What cell you in? I'm gonna come bring you something. I'm gonna come in the cell. I'm gonna let you feel on something because you're the real one. Why don't you send me a picture of you? So right then and there, I don't know, my inside just started getting real tight. I didn't feel right. So she called me back, right? We start talking some more. She's like, I'm gonna bring you something. How I'm gonna bring you something? No, I ain't even ask her to bring me nothing or nothing. I ain't even ask her to let me. I feel on nothing. So then the next time I call her back at count time, and somebody else answered the phone. They was like, "Oh, you want to talk to Isha, huh?" I was like, "Yeah," but it sound like a woman, a white woman. So she's like, "You want to talk to Isha?" I was like, "Yeah." So Isha get on the phone. She's like, "How you doing, baby?" So off top, something not feeling right because it seemed too good to be true. I done met this bitch on the chat line. She work here at the pen. So and she already talking about coming and fucking with the kid. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's either now or never. So that was at like 12 that afternoon. Man, I just could not function. I was in a nervous ball. So next thing you know about count time. Count time is when they hit. In Folsom, they be hitting early in the morning. Like, when I say hit, that means run up in your cell. They hit you about like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, or they might hit you at like count time. Count time be like 4:30-ish to like 6. That's when they coming. And like I said, you either gonna hear the keys or you gonna hear or the water's gonna cut off. They're gonna cut the water off. So when they cut the water off, you might hear somebody yell at the door, "Hey, water's off." That means they come and get ready. Or you might hear dog bark, something like that. So anyhow, that bitch was the police. Man, motherfuckers be talking that shit. Yeah, man, you better be careful, man. Don't be on that chat line talking freely. I was like, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want. Man, that bitch was a motherfucking police. At count time, they ran up in my cell so fast and took me and Chief to the hole. I mean, me and Chief was cellies. I went to the hole probably like 3 times. I put Chief through so much in that motherfucking cell. They used to put you in the hole for 1 day if you get caught with a cell phone. I put Chief through so much in that motherfucking cell. That nigga Chief said, "Hey man, I don't think I want to be I can't go through that no more. I can't be a celly no more." I was like, man, I feel you. Because motherfuckers, as you was getting mad, what they was doing is you go to the cell, you go to the hole for 1 day. Them motherfuckers gonna take your job, they gonna take your visits, they gonna take something. That's all they want to do. Because I learned this today. I was at this spot, I ain't gonna say what it was, in Tennessee, and I was talking to this white dude that just got out. Do you know in Tennessee, if you get caught with a phone, they are taking $20 off of your books? You know how like in California, like if we get caught with a phone, that's gonna be 90 days or 91. I guess I don't know now. I heard you couldn't get the time back. I heard they changed something, but you're just getting a write up and you losing your days. But in Ohio, I think for sure, and I think Tennessee, if you get caught with a phone, they're taking $20 off of your books. That's crazy, huh? That's crazy. They would have came up off me. I didn't got caught with so many phones. Shit, they'd have been in the thousands. But anyhow, be careful on chat lines because the feds is there. So back then, when I met my wife, I was looking for my wife. But back then, that was like 2010 when I met my wife. But that was like 2008 when I got caught slipping by the police bitch. And back then, It wasn't no Facebook like that. Matter of fact, I think it was called The Facebook, because I came to the yard one day and the homie Couch was like, hey, get on Facebook. And sure enough, I did too. I did, and that shit was cool as fuck back then. That was like 07. So now fast forward. The warning was to stay off the chat lines back then. Today, same rule applies. All the messenger, all that. Be careful who you talking to, because you never know who it is on the other line. Dirty Weather, gone. Take me to another place. Take me to another place. Tennessee. Gone.